Hey guys, I'm Katie from Mitza Creek Farm, and I figured I'd shoot on here really quick and do a video because we have had a lot of comments and people watching our video from last year, from 2020, about our greenhouse Megastore purchase. We really liked them last year. There were some changes that we made now that we're kind of more familiar with growing and that kind of stuff. We are changing some stuff up a little bit, and so I thought I would show you what we're buying from them this year and how it's going to work for our farm this year. So the first thing that I ordered, this has been on my wish list for a few years now, and they're really expensive, and so I have not been able to afford it. These are the Propagation Trays from Proptech. Now, I had seen on Arms Family Homestead that they used some propagation trays from Haas Tools, and they shared about that a few years ago, and I had asked them, and you know what, actually prior to that, so did Cog Hill Farm, and I had asked Cog Hill Farm what he thought of them, and he really liked them, but he said that you almost want like the whole tray of the same type of seed because there's so many on a tray here that it does make it kind of difficult if you have some that start early and some that don't, and some that need heat and some that don't. Anyways, but the quality of them is really nice. And then on Instagram, I follow a farm. I consider them a big pumpkin farmer, but he doesn't consider himself a big pumpkin farmer, but it's Dutch Hollow Farms, and John uses these to start all of his pumpkin seeds. And so I was just kind of following along and asking him questions about them, and he really likes them. So I decided to just go for it. The plan is, I ordered a 10-pack of these. A 10-pack was like, oh goodness, I want to say around $100. They are normally like $23, $24 each, but they're drastically cheaper. It might have been $150 for a 10-pack. They're drastically cheaper if you buy the 10-pack. And knowing how many pumpkin plants I'm going to plant this year and how many other plants, definitely will use them. So my plan is that I'm going to actually start my pumpkin seeds later instead of starting them in the house in the bigger cells earlier. This will give us enough room that we can actually start them a little bit later and then be more efficient in our planning and more efficient in our planting too. So I have tags coming. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. I probably will somehow color code each row, and it might vary per thing. I have to figure that out as I go. This is the 162 cell tray. This is the largest cells that they make. Underneath, you can see that there are holes through it, and that is so that it gets excellent drainage and so that they pop out easy. And that is, everybody who I've talked to said it's super easy. You can just grab the stem of the plant and gently pull up, and the plant comes right out. So I have 10 of these. We're going to use them for probably some tomato or pepper plants, and then the rest for pumpkins, because by the time we get to pumpkins, the tomatoes will be transplanted out in the greenhouse. So the next thing I'm doing is, let's go there, these guys. And these, one thing I don't like about Greenhouse Megastore is that, like, if you see here, they're all like crammed together, and so these get bends and that kind of stuff. I don't like that. Further down they're okay. It just is, there's 30 of these trays here. These are the 3-inch sheet pots. They're actually 3 1/4 inches deep by 3 1/4 inches or 3 1/8 inch square. And so this is what we are going to be. Last year we sold tomato starts and pepper starts and some other plant starts, vegetable starts. We couldn't get these kind of things, and so we ended up selling them in Dixie, or is it Dixie cups? Solo cups. And so this is just replacing the solo cups. It was very hard to transport all the plants last year, bringing them in when it would be too cold. And so this is hopefully going to ease that up, because these guys fit in a 10-20 tray. So here's a 10-20 tray. So they will fit in the 10-20 tray. They won't fall over. And so that should hopefully make things a lot easier. They do make these in 4-inch, but if you get them in 4-inch, they don't fit in the 10-20 tray. So that's why I got the 3-inch. I was going to get something similar to this from Nolt's Greenhouse, because that's where we were getting a whole truckload of supplies for the farm this year from them. But they definitely were not as cheap. They're probably a lot better quality, because these guys, Greenhouse Megastore, their trays, unless you buy the better quality ones, aren't exactly like super heavy duty. But since these are all going to customers, I couldn't justify the cost that I'd have to mark the plant up to have them in a sturdier container. And so we got 3 packs of these. They're 10, so there's 30 sheets total, and each set of 10 was $9.95, so just about $1 a piece. And there's 18 of these little pots per sheet, so that would be 180 times 3, 520-ish pots here, so that we can sell the vegetable starts. And they aren't as deep as a solo cup. The volume is pretty close to the same because they're a little bit wider. I am a little concerned that, you know, tomato plants, when they get big, they get wobbly, and I'm worried that the roots can't go down far enough on this. But I will probably start the tomatoes just a little bit later so they don't get quite as big. And we're just gonna try it and go for it and see how it goes. So those are the sheet pots they're called the 3-inch sheet pots. Item number is CN-SP-30. And I'm very excited for these to make life a lot simpler, moving from, you know, when we're hardening off plants and that kind of stuff. Because last year it was absolutely crazy because the solo cups are very top heavy, and so they are constantly falling over. So hopefully that will cut down on a lot of wasted, broken, dead plants. The next thing I ordered is I ordered some more of the extra heavy duty trays, extra heavy duty 10-20 trays, and they, for a 10 pack, is $17.50. And these I used last year. I got some of the basic ones, and then I got some of the extra heavy duty ones. I think the basic ones are like $7.75 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just going off of memory here. For a 10 pack, these are $17.50 for a 10 pack, but totally worth it because they are a lot more heavy duty. The cheaper ones that I bought for last year did not last. I had to have them in a daisy tray. These ones I did not. And so I'm planning on reusing what I can from last year and then use these two. And then these guys fit right in there perfectly. So that should make life a lot easier. Another thing I bought is a 10-10 insert. And so this is the flimsier material. These were a little bit more than a normal 10-20 tray, or the flimsier 10-20 trays. But the reason why I got them is because when we're selling plants or when I'm pulling orders, last year I had some like little tubs from like dishwashing tubs from Dollar Tree that I used, and this year I want to have these so when a customer places their plant order on our website, I can go and grab. What I do is the first person who places an order gets the best pick of the plants, and so I pick the best looking plants and I set them aside. They get special treatment because we don't want to kill their plants. And as the orders come in, I just pull them the best looking for the order that they come in. So this will help because I can fit some of the 3-inch sheet pots in there. But then I also got these guys, and these are called 1804 inserts. And the reason why they're called 1804 is because there's 18 different 18 different packs, and there's 4 cells per pack, so 1804. And so I can fit 9 of these in one of these guys. So if this is new that we're adding. We had some people last year ask if we sold flats of vegetable starts, and there was no way, especially with the very limited amount of things that we had and could get last year. So we ordered these early this year, and believe it or not, they just came in. They were on back order, and I ordered them back at the beginning of January, so almost 2 months ago, and they just came in. And so we are gonna do some smaller plants in here, tomatoes, peppers, that kind of stuff, and I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but I wanted to offer that, and so people can buy a half of a sheet, or they could buy half of a flat or a full flat. It doesn't matter. I do have cardboard trays coming, the 1020 cardboard trays coming from Knowles Midwest. That's who we get a lot of our other supplies from. And so if they buy a full flat, it'll go home in a cardboard flat. And probably, I mean, now that I'm thinking about this, we probably won't send these home either, just because they are so expensive. The cardboard are a lot cheaper. So we will be selling 4 packs of vegetables. We'll be selling flats of vegetables. I'm not doing tons, but we are growing from last year in what we're planning. We spent, I want to say, right around $200. I don't remember offhand because it was 2 months ago that we placed this order. But we got a 10 pack of these guys. We got a 10 pack of the 1010 inserts or 1010 trays. We got 30 of the 4-inch sheet pots. We got 10 more heavy duty 1020 trays, and then we got a 10 pack, which is what's in this box under all these trays. We got a 10 pack of these guys. I'm very excited about these because this should make my life a lot more simple, and it'll fit perfectly on a heat mat, and it'll fit perfectly on the shelves. And I like that it's nice and strong, so if it hangs over a little, normally when you have the starts or the cheap plastic cells, they get really flimsy on the end, but this is like, seriously, it's got just a little bit of give to it, but not much, and it's really, really nice thick plastic, so it's totally worth it in my opinion. I've not used them yet. I've just been eyeing them up. We are still waiting for all of our seed starting materials to come, and I'm just starting to get everything organized going into that. So we have a good start on the seed starting season, and we are, I feel like we're a lot more efficient this year, and we're putting a lot more thought. It's probably because I have a little bit more money to spend in the budget for this kind of stuff. So instead of buying just the cheapest, I'm buying stuff that's hopefully going to last me for years to come, and make life a little easier too in the long run. 10 of these trays hold 162 plants, or 162 starts, and so I'll have 10 of these trays, and that is 1,600 plants. That's 1,600 starts. So it will be a lot more simpler to get, especially the pumpkins, going. So I'm very excited about that. But I wanted to get this posted right away because I see lots of people who are using our video from last year, placing their order, and so I wanted to give you guys an update. We have been really happy with these guys. They're quick, their shipping is quick, and if something's on back order, they'll say it's on back order, or they won't sell you, they'll say sold out, whatever. So I did know that this was on back order, and I did know that this was on back order when I originally placed the order, but I saw that they would be coming in. These guys came at the beginning of February, and then these guys just came a couple days ago, so that's the end of February. So I did know that they were on back order, but that's what I really like, is that you're not sitting there waiting forever wondering if they're even going to come in. So I'm very happy with them. And then it was free shipping on everything, so that was wonderful too, because then I didn't need to pay a crazy amount of shipping for these. I was worried because they're so big that shipping would be really expensive, but it was free shipping. So I'm very happy with them and looking forward to getting our seeds going and getting everything set up to get them started. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.